But this Offset dude, I ain't gonna leave him out. You know, I'm just real like this. It's real like this, you know, because, you know, be throwing rocks and hiding their hand, right? They be throwing rocks and hiding their hand. And I don't like them kind of individuals, you know, and the truth of the matter is, you know, one can dance and different things in front of these different cameras and all that kind of shit. And when reality, the truth of the matter is, you know, you wasn't really right there with Takeoff when he was alive. You know what I mean? So for you to be taking these positions that you taking, you know what I mean? And I got people everywhere, so I hear all kinds of things. I'm gonna just say this to you. Don't never. I'm gonna just say this to you. Don't never put me in no position where, you know, I have to defend myself. You know what I mean? That wouldn't be healthy for you. And, you know, I have to say that. I hate, but it's $1 million worth of game. You know what I mean? It's $1 million worth of game, and I'm gonna give it to him right on $1 million worth of game, because I ain't gonna throw rocks and hide my hand. I'm gonna just let it be known, you know, to him, because I hear what's being said, and it's all love after that. Peace.
Hey, first off, y'all niggas speaking on my real brother. I don't know what niggas got niggas speaking on my real brother. How y'all niggas even speak on me and Tate relationship? I don't know you I don't know how me and my brother, nigga. You trying to clear your face, nigga. You done, this your fifth. You done did by my. You ain't think about it, mama. You ain't think about the family, nigga. We ain't said nothing. Ain't nobody said nothing but us. Man, who you think you is, John? Ain't nobody going for none of that, bro. I ain't talking about either. And if you heard something from me, I'ma tell you it's gonna come from me. Call my phone. He say, she say, this nigga supposed to be this, is who y'all supposed to be. Interviews and it out on an interview. Talking about, I said this. Call my phone, homie. You call my phone, we'll have a conversation. They what I'm talking about, all that plant internet.
I got the call from you, you know, OG. You know, we was a little reluctant to do the interview because, you know, somebody lost their life. You know, it was a sensitive situation. So, you know, we talked, and then when you alerted me that you had sat down with, you know, P from QC, and, you know, everybody saw things eye to eye, and, you know, that really had, you know, was like, okay, well, cool. As long as you see eye to eye with the, you know, the people that's most close to him, and y'all got everything figured out, then okay, then you can come speak your truth.
That's what you call unnatural. You know what I mean? They supposed to bury us, not us burying them.
Absolutely.
Welcome back to the channel once again, fam. As Patrick Clark's legal team fights accusation that he killed Takeoff, J.Prince is also defending himself against naysayers. As that comes as a surprise to anyone, I would think not. Takeoff, if you for some odd reason missed it, was unalived. YouTube's doing the thing again. In Houston at a private event, and the Prince family quickly found their names mixed up in all of the controversy. J.Prince Jr. was at the party, and in a video shared online, he was seen walking by Takeoff's lifeless body. He was accused of being callous, if you will, to the late rapper, but his father repeatedly rejected those claims. He once again addressed the scandal on $1 million worth of game. Host Gilly the Kid admitted that when they first received a request from Prince's team to appear, he was apprehensive, as I think anybody would and probably should be. Takeoff's untimely passing has been riddled with speculation from the beginning, and it seemed that MWOG wanted to tread lightly. When I got the call from you, you know, OG, we was a little reluctant to do the interview because somebody lost their life. It was a sensitive situation, said Gilly. Once again, who could honestly blame the man? To continue what he said, so we talked. And then when you alerted me that you had sat down with Pierre Thomas from Quality Control and everybody saw things eye to eye, Gilly further added. As long as you see eye to eye with the people that's most close to him, y'all got everything figured out. Then you can come speak your truth. Last month, the Rap-A-Lot icon called the stories about his son dismissing Takeoff in his time of need false. You know, one of the biggest lies that was told was when he walked by, Takeoff's body, as if he was heartless and didn't care, J.Prince said. In reality, Junior and my cousin Michael Prince that's here, they was there with Takeoff from the beginning to the end, you know what I mean? Even when they walked by, the walk-by part, it took 3 seconds of an hour in some situation. When Mike and Junior was walking by, he actually went in the restroom to wash blood off of his hands from where he had reached up under Takeoff to pick him up, and his fingers went in it.
Can y'all elaborate on Dice Game when it's tied to y'all?
I know people were associating me with that Duke the Jeweler situation because I went to LaBusi pool party and he happened to be there and he happened to be standing on me. I mean, right next to me. The truth is, I never met him before. I had no idea who he is. I didn't even know he was a jeweler until after his passing. And then the night of that game isn't the night that he got killed. He got killed leaving Boosie concert the next night because somebody tried to rob him. So, the internet play internet games. But this is a situation with a dude that I didn't even know. I ain't know his name. I had no knowledge of him. I ain't know he was from Chicago. I ain't know he was a jeweler until social media started trying to point a finger because he was standing next to me, and it's just unfortunate that something transpired after another Dice game, but neither incidents had anything to do with a Dice game.
Yeah. Beautiful day. Beautiful day to hang out in the backyard and just reminisce over all the blessings that came from up above. So I don't know why people are mad about the blessings the Creator blessed me with. Y'all need to get to know the man that own all the blessings. Quit hating the people that's blessed. You know what I mean? Quit being mad. Don't be mad at somebody. You got to be mad at God. That's who blessed me. John the Party. Peace out. Prince Ranch.
Yeah. So, you guys tell me at this point, because I think I've said all that I can say about the whole J.Prince allegations and everything else without sounding like a robot just repeating myself. But it still ain't gonna add up to me. I don't think it ever will, just because of you dealing with people of this caliber, so to speak. But that doesn't stop us from speculating, because let's be real. To a certain extent, speculation is rather necessary, especially when you're dealing with the very, very powerful people that you tend to deal with in this line of work. So yeah, feel free to let me know what you guys kind of make of all of that. If you once again were just getting caught up, or if you've been following this from the very beginning, feel free to let me know. Once again, you may know more than even we do, which is never a bad thing, because we ain't perfect. We can definitely miss things, and you guys are pretty good about picking up on things that we tend to miss. So feel free to do so now. But do be aware that the investigation into Takeoff's murder is still ongoing, and police stated that the Migos icon was an innocent bystander who caught a straight bullet from an argument he wasn't involved in. Yeah, that's still the story. That's official right now. It would seem that old DJ Pat is a free man, but everybody's asking the exact same question. Where you get that money though? Patrick Xavier Clark, the man accused of fatally shooting Migos rapper Takeoff, has been released on bail according to court records. According to ABC affiliate station KTRK, or K-Turk, because that just looks like that's what it should say, in Houston, Patrick Clark posted a $1 million bond and was released on Wednesday, January 4th. For anybody wondering why that matters any at all, weren't we just talking about how they were saying they needed to get it down to $300,000 to make it a reasonable amount to post bail for murder charges or murder, well, suspicion, so to speak? Yeah, something about that still just ain't quite adding up. But as we did previously report, Clark has repeatedly attempted to have his bail lowered after his arrest on December 1st. His attorney argued the DJ couldn't afford the bond, which was originally set at $2 million. The judge lowered the bond to $1 million on December 14th, after attorneys argued that the original amount was excessive and goes against the Texas Constitution. Clark's lawyers then unsuccessfully sought another reduction. That's that $300,000 I was talking about. So that's your official report, which basically just says everything that I said right before reading that. But yeah, it is still worth noting that he tried again on December 28th, but the judge denied bond and deemed Clark to be a flight risk. Now here's the fun part, fun being purely sarcasm. Is Clark liable to now still try to dip out? Because we already know that when he got caught, he had tickets to, what was it, Mexico, if I remember right? Said it was a family trip. I don't know. Because just running to Mexico is just like such a stereotypical thing to do in a sense. But what do you guys think?
The man accused of fatally shooting Migos rapper Takeoff has bonded out of jail, according to court documents.
Our Brittany Jeffers is joining us live from downtown Houston with the latest in this case. Brittany.
Yes, and according to the Harris County District Clerk, Clark posted that $1 million bond and was released late Wednesday night. Now, he is accused of killing Migos rapper Takeoff. Now, in court last month, the judge reduced his bond from $2 million down to $1 million. Documents stated that when Clark was taken into custody, authorities found a passport, itinerary, as well as a large amount of cash, which led investigators to believe that he was possibly planning to flee the country. His attorneys argued in court that he was not a flight risk and did not have the assets to cover the $1 million bond. But however, since Clark posted the bond on Wednesday night, those bond conditions include having to wear a GPS ankle monitor.
Could Clark still try to dip out? Or is he actually truly convinced that he is innocent and he's just gonna sit tight and let the justice system do its thing? I really hope nobody chooses that option, because I highly doubt if anything happens that does. But again, we'll just have to see. There's a pretty good argument to say that Houston's police chief is a little under pressure right now. Not necessarily specifically with the Takeoff situation and everything, but I guess you could say with situations like that in general, because apparently at a town hall, he was, or at least seemed to kind of get grilled a little bit by some people that were a little annoyed with the lack of response, or at least the lack of quicker responses from the police. And I'll go out on kind of a limb here and say he handled himself extremely well. I will definitely admit that, but it is pretty clear to me that he's getting grilled for what I'll call all the right reasons. But let's be real, that's easy for me to say sitting on this side of the law enforcement table. But of course, you guys can check out the grilling, if you will, for yourselves and let me know what you make of it.
Hey, what I want to do here in the near future, ma'am, you're a community leader out there. Let's get together on a little town hall just like we're doing here today. We do have the challenges, but I do want to tell, and out of respect to the officers on the front line, any in progress call where there's danger, okay? In progress, where somebody's getting shot, getting robbed, getting stabbed, sexual assault or whatnot. We arrive on all those calls within minutes, okay? So I'm not using excuses, but it is frustrating. And it tears down your confidence in the police department when something is happening. It's important to you. And I want you to know that all calls are important to us, but we have to prioritize because there's so many calls with less units. But I do want to get with you. Let's set up a meeting here real soon, and let's talk face to face. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But it seems like every time, because I myself have made calls up to in person, we invite law enforcement.
Let me do this. Let me do this, okay?
Think out of the box.
Yep, I don't disagree with you, but I want to address what you bringing up today in front of everybody. Give me some specifics, okay? Get with the commander. If we just talking in terms, you just general, and I don't have the specifics, what day I called or whatnot, that's what I can look at and address, okay? Let's set that up soon. Okay.
For one, let me know whether you agree that his handling of the situation was quite good. It was quite good in my opinion. Let me know if you agree or disagree there. But also, let me know what you think about this being such a public ordeal and how it may help prevent stuff like this happening in the future. Because let's be real, if the police are very well known for getting there quick, and yes, that was a real in-life snap because I couldn't help it, would that help keep stuff like this from happening, even in the guise of conspiracy and setups?
What you doing, North?
So with everything going on, it's been kind of easy to forget a detail here, forget a detail there. But some of us as fans have been wondering what happened with the other two individuals who were shot alongside Takeoff. One user specifically wrote, "What happened to the assistant who was shot and the young lady who was also shot in the head? Who shot them? Did they not look at the bullets that may have been in them?" Another person wrote, "DJ Pat shot them all. One hand on the Henny, other hand letting it off. Plus he was probably drunk. All the people hit was next to Takeoff if you look at the photo just before." A third person summed it up kind of quick by writing, "How in the hell you hold a bottle in one hand and gun in another hand like he James Bond?" Shaking my head. "I don't believe that." Well, I mean, believe it or not, that is the best that we have right now. But there is a little bit more to what we do know. So here is that little bit for those that aren't as keen on some of the other things that have been going on aside from the main story being Takeoff, of course. So to get to it, there were two other people shot in the gunfire that killed Takeoff. And one of those people is apparently Quavo's assistant. Law enforcement sources say Joshua Washington is the 23-year-old male who was shot and rushed to a local hospital by someone at the scene in the minutes following the whole debacle, and police described his injuries as non-life-threatening. Wash has been close with Quavo for years and describes himself as Quavo's assistant and part of operations management at Huncho Records on his social media profile. There was also a 24-year-old woman who was shot, and she was also taken to a hospital and treated for non-life-threatening injuries. Needless to say, I guess I'll just ask this time, because most of y'all are gonna do stuff like this whether I ask or whether I don't. But if you happen to have any information regarding this whole thing, let's say maybe some of y'all happen to be nearby or something like that and may possibly know more than even we do, feel free to drop that information down in the comment section, and you already know we've done it in the past. We'll gladly give you a shout out for accurate information. Of course, we always got to try to check, because you know how it be. But with that said, before make sure that you guys take a few moments of your time and follow us over on Insta at Dirt TV Celebrity Media, because you already know we trying to get the information out as fast as possible, and sometimes doing it in the quickest, most concise way is the best way to do it. Well, that, and of course you already know we want to have our audience as big as possible so that we can get the most accurate news to the most people in the best time. Cause you know that's how we do it around here, baby. Once again, at Dirt TV Celebrity Media. Give us a holler. So, moving into the final segment for today,